Hi all. So good evening. So we're going to learn about PowerPoint, and in that we're going to learn how to insert media like sounds, videos, smart arts, etc. So we are going to also learn about how to draw organization charts using the smart art. Okay. So come on. So PowerPoint, inserting videos. So PowerPoint allows us to insert a video onto a slide and play it during presentation. This is a great way to make your presentation more engaging for your audience. Uh, so, so we know how to insert uh, PowerPoints. Okay. So from the video is from the insert tab, click the video drop down arrow and then select the video on my PC, locate and select the desired video and then click insert. The video will be added to the slide. So, okay, there are. So here we see the steps how to insert a video into our presentation. So uh, from the insert tab, there is a section called I think there is a video drop down, and in the video drop down there are two ways to insert videos. One through your local PC, and other through the via online. Okay, so in this thing, so we have the screenshots about how to do it from a local machine. Okay, so from the once you click the video on my PC, this this location video. So this window gets opened, and you can browse through your local computer and select the appropriate video and upload the video in your this thing. So this is so in the previous slide we learned how to do it from a local machine, and the next slide we are going to learn how to do it from your from the online. Okay, so it might be websites like YouTube or Dailymotion, etc. Okay, so some website like YouTube allow you to embed videos into your slides. An embedded video call will be hosted on on its original website, meaning the video itself won't be added to your file. Embedding can be a convenient way to reduce the file size of a presentation, but you'll also need to be connected to the internet for a video to play. Okay, so let's see how to do this in an example. Okay, so let me create a new file. Okay, so we have a default file added, and now we have to insert the video file. So go to insert tab, and in the last section we have a media command group. Okay, so in the media command group we have the video button, and if you click the drop down menu, right, there are two ways to insert videos. Okay, so one from your local machine and one from an online website like YouTube, etc. Okay, so I so this from this device, right? When you click from this device, uh, it will open a browser window, and from this browser you can add any videos you want to add. Okay, so you can go to your video section, and you can add any file. So if I want to add this file, right, I can do this. Okay, so now I've added the video file, and you can play and see the video file. Okay, so this is one way to do it. Okay, so here we did it from your local machine. Okay, so if I play this thing, right, this is how the video will be presented, and to play the in from the slide, if to play the video, you have to click the play button here. So once you click that, the video will be played. Okay, so this is how you add a video from your local machine, and so I can just add this slide. Okay, so this is from your local machine. So, okay, so this is how you add from your local machine. So there is, we learned another way to do it, right? That is from your YouTube or some other website. Okay, so create a new slide and say video from online YouTube. Okay, so now we are going to see how to do it from another video. So same thing. go to this insert tab and click the video, online videos. There is an option called online. So find it, insert videos from a variety of online resources. Okay, so click the online videos. Now you'll see a search window that appears. Okay, so that is an internet search. So now you can search from any of the video, from any one of the video websites here. So let's say cricket, right? So if you search for cricket, okay, sorry, you have to enter the website link here. So if you want, right, let's go to youtube.com and see, you can add this video. So I have copied the URL, and what you have to do is you have to copy the URL here. So you have to copy the URL here, and you can see the video being played here. So click insert. Now the video will be added to the slide here. So if you play the video, right? Okay. So if you play this tutorial, right? Slide, right? So first win from the local machine. So this is how we added it. Okay. So you can play this video from your local machine. And the next slide is from YouTube. Okay. So once you add it to YouTube, the actual file will not be downloaded to the presentation, but it will be just a URL that is added here. So you can play it from your machine. Okay. So this is how you can play a video from online. Okay, so there are two ways. The difference between these two is, right, this is just a URL added. Okay, so the actual file is not added to this presentation. Okay, so this is just a URL that is added. But in the previous slide, right, the actual file is being downloaded and added here. So the presentation contains the actual video here. So that's the difference between uh, online and local video edition. Okay, so that's the difference between these two. Okay, so you understand these concepts. Any doubts in this? What is the difference between local video ad, how to add local videos, and what is the difference between adding in local and from online?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, then let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so now we'll see how to edit those videos. Okay, so we are seeing how to edit photos and all these things the previous section, right? So similar to that, we can edit some videos and you can do some manipulation on videos also. Okay, so the playback tab has several options. You can use to edit your video. For example, you can trim your video to play an excerpt from the original and add in, fade in and fade out, add bookmarks that allow you to jump to specific points in the video. Okay, so here they have mentioned what can be done on a video. Okay, so whenever you select a video, right, there will be an extra menu that is added that is called playback. Okay, so these are the default menu that they have, and once you select a video, these are the video specific tools that is added as an extra menu that is here. So which is called playback. Okay, so in this thing, you can do various editing on video on the videos you have added. Okay, so one thing is the trimming and video. Okay, so here you can see the trim video. So trim, what do you mean by trim video? Okay, you can cut the size of the video from 10 minutes to 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever length you want to do it. Okay, so that is called trimming a video, cutting the length of the video to a specific portion or something like that. Okay, and then what else can we do is add bookmarks. So then we can add fade in and fade out effects. How the video will be. So when the video starts, right, how it fades into the slide, and how it when the video ends, how it fades out. Uh, all this delivery things can be done on the videos. Okay, so then what we can do is add bookmarks that allow you to jump to specific points in the video. So let's say we have a cricket match video that runs, right? So and the video has a 10 overs match. Okay, so if you want to move to the fifth over match, automatically you can set some bookmarks over there. So when I click on the bookmark, right, it automatically moves to the fifth over directly. So that's how you can set bookmarks. Okay, so you can set any number of bookmarks as you want. So you can set bookmarks for each over. So like there are 10 overs, you can set over 10 bookmarks so that you can move around the video easily. So this is called setting bookmarks. Okay, so we'll see all these things with a simple example. Okay, so first thing we are first thing is they are given the steps. We are given the steps how to trim a video. So select the video, then click the playback tab uh, in the ribbon. Okay, so the playback click ribbon, click the trim video command under the editing command group. Uh, a dialog box will appear. Use the green handle to set the start time and the red handle to set the end time. Okay. Uh, so you can see some handles here, right? So this is the green handle and this is the end handle. So you can trim the video using these by adjusting these handles. Okay. To preview the video, click the play button. When you're done trimming, click OK. Okay. So this is how you trim a video. So using the handlebars, the green handle, the start bar, and this is a stop end time. Okay. So this is how we ended video. So let's see that using an example. Okay. So where is our thing? Okay, so this is our presentation, right? So here you can see uh, there is no playback option. That is playback command playback tab that is appears here, right? So once you click this video, right, you can see the playback will be added at the last. Okay, so I click it, and there are two menus that is added. One is video format and one is playback. Okay, so first we are going to see how the option of trimming in using the playback command group. Okay, so once you selected, you go to the playback command group. Under the editing command playback ribbon, under the playback ribbon, there is an editing command group, and here we can see the uh, trim video command. Okay, so what you're going to do is click the click this button. Okay, once you click it, you should see some handlebars here. So you can see the starting handlebar and the ending handlebar. So the video is 4 minutes and 45 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, so if you want to cut short it to a specific size, right, you can do it. So you can adjust it to a specific size. Let's say I want to do it from 21 seconds to 32 seconds, right? I can click OK. Now, if I play the video, right, you will see only the shortened length of the video. So if I play, right, it will start from uh, start from this the start handlebar and end at the in very few seconds. Okay, so it'll end at what to say, it will end in around 20 seconds. Okay, so but the whole length of the video was around 4 minutes. Okay, but we have shortened the length of the video from 4 minutes 40 seconds to around 20 or 30 seconds. Okay, so this is how you trim your video. Okay, so okay, so we didn't see the fade in and fade out option also, right? So now we'll see that also. Click that video here and go to the playback ribbon, and you can see the fade in and fade out, right? So start the video clip with fade effect of a certain number of seconds. Okay, so let's say I want to the video to fade in for 3 seconds. Okay, and the fade out should happen before uh 3 seconds. Hello. Yeah. So we added the fade in and fade out thing, right? Now if I play the video, right, so let's say I go to the video, and if I play the video, right, uh, See, you can see the fade in effect, right? So let's say if I switch the fade in of 0 seconds, right? You can see some difference. See, now it is properly editing, so you can see the difference, right? It was, there was some effect, but if I set the fade in effect to 31 second, right? You can see the video, it's a bit different. Okay, so this is called a fade in and fade out effect. Okay, so this is how you add this thing. So this is just another way to what to say, start and stop the video with a fade in with a special effect. Okay, so that's about fade in and fade out effects. And let's see about editing and formatting videos. Okay, so now we are going to add, so any doubts on the trimming the video?
So where I get the trimming?
Where the trimming option was in the playback command group, right? So go to the playback and trim video here. You see that you can do it here. You have added the video and you don't see it in your mission.
Yeah, the timing video I can see, sir. But my laptop inside, which option inside can get this
You
design
don't.
insert or slideshow? Which plus?
Okay, you mean you don't have this trim video option in your Windows? I mean, in your
Yeah,
PowerPoint. Okay, so you're using a latest, not
yeah,
the latest thing, I guess.
yeah, sir. Cannot find.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then it must not be available. So I think mine is the latest PowerPoint. Okay, so you might not have it. Okay,
Okay, okay, sir.
so okay.
Okay, sir.
So anything else, guys, or shall I move on? Okay, we'll talk about adding a bookmark to videos. Okay, so now, okay, so now we are going to see how to add a bookmark. Okay, click the time to click the timeline to locate the desired part of the video. From the playback tab, add the book. Click the add bookmark command. The bookmark will appear on the timeline. Click the bookmark to jump to the location. Okay. So here they have given the steps how to add the bookmark. Okay. So let's say they have a playback in the playback command ribbon under the bookmark command group. So you all you have to do is you have to select the desired position and then click the add bookmark command group. So then the playback command, then the bookmark will be added to your this thing. Okay. So we're going to try doing that now. So we have this video already. We selected this video and go to the playback command group. There is a thing called add bookmark. Okay. So click on it. And now you can see the bookmark is added at the last endpoint. Okay. So if you want, you can okay, so what we should have done is we should have selected the place first. Okay, so now I want to set the bookmark at 4 seconds. Okay, so now I can do add a bookmark. It will be added to the 4 second mark. Okay, so now there are two bookmarks added. So previously it was this thing, right? The pointer was at the last location, so it was added the last. So now if I place a pointer here and then add a bookmark, right? You will have almost three bookmarks added here. So this is how you add a bookmark. And let's see the example how, I mean, in the slideshow, how the bookmark works. Okay. So now you can see the bookmarks present here, right? What you can do is when you start playing the video, right? You just can go to this bookmark and click it, right? So it will go directly to that place. Okay. So this is how you add bookmarks to your place. So uh, it what it does is it actually gives you some information that there is some this is, I mean, this could be a starting point where the user can go and see the video. Okay, so this is how you add a bookmark to your video. Add a bookmark to the current time of the video. So if you want to remove a bookmark, you can select this bookmark here and click remove bookmark, and the bookmark will be removed. Okay, so that's how you remove a bookmark. So this is how we add and remove a bookmark. Okay, so yeah, so that's it about bookmarks. So then we have other video options. Okay, so there are other options you can set to control how your video will play. These are found in the video options group on the playback tab. There is a volume button, start. Okay, this changes the audio volume for the video. Start, this controls whether the video starts automatically or when the mouse is clicked. Okay, so if so currently how did you start the video? So by clicking the play button, right? So instead of without clicking the play button, if you want the video to be started automatically, you can select that option here. Okay, so under the playback thing, under video options, you can select some other option to start it automatically or when mouse is clicked. Okay, so play full screen, this lets a video to fill the entire screen while playing. Hide while not playing. Okay, this hides a video while it's not playing. Loop until stop, this plays a video until it stopped. Rewind after playing, this returns a video to the beginning when it finished playing. Okay, so these are different options that is available. Okay, so and I think all these options are mm, self-explanatory. Okay, so we'll see those examples one by one. Okay, so first thing, how to control the volume. So go to the playback thing under the video option. So we have so many video options here, and you can set the volume to mute. Okay, so once you set the volume to mute, right, even if you play the video in the slide show, right, I think it won't uh, play the sound. See, the video sound is not played. If you want the sound to be played, you have to switch it on again. Okay, so this is how you uh, control the video sound to a default thing. Okay, so even if you want the sound to be higher or lower, we can set different options for that. So we tried with mute option, but if you want the sound to be high, right, you can select that. So if I do that, right, now the video will be too loud when you play it. See, this is how it works. Okay, so apart from that, then we have the start option. This controls whether the video starts automatically or mouse when the mouse is clicked. So if I play the video, right, the video doesn't start automatically. What I have to do is I have to go to this play button and I have to click the start button. So this is by this is not started automatically when the slide is moved, right? But if you want to start the video automatically when you move to the particular slide, we can do that. So there is an option called start. Here, play the video automatically or when clicked. Okay. So in click sequence, so we'll choose automatically. Okay, so once you choose automatically and save it, and if I go to the next slide, right, it starts automatically. You can see it, right? I didn't click the play button here, but it started automatically. So this is how you start or start the video automatically or by using the uh, play button. Okay, so this is one option. Apart from that, play full screen. So if you want the video to be play full screen, you can do it. So last time it didn't play full screen, right? It was playing with the default size that is played. So now the video will be played full screen and it will go to the original size when the video is finished, I guess. See, this is the original size of the video, but it goes to the original size when the video is not played. Okay. So now if I play the video again, it will go to the full size. So whenever the video is played, it will always play in the play with the full size only. Okay. So this is how you control the size of the video based on the status. Okay, so whether it's played or not. And apart from that, hide while not playing. This hides a video when it's not playing. Okay, so let's see what it does. Go to playback and hide while not playing. Okay, so now I've selected the option. Let's see what happens. See, while the video is played, see now the video is not being even shown. Okay, so it was hidden when you when the video is not playing. So if I remove this, right, and remove play full screen also, now the video is all, even if it stops, right, it will be shown. So this is the difference between hide when not playing and hide when playing. Okay, so based on this option, it will be showed or hidden based on the options, video options we have chosen already. Okay, so this is what it is. And loop until stopped. Okay, so this will play the video again and again whenever we stop it. Okay, so let's trim the video first. Let's put it to, I've just given 5 seconds for the video. And if I play the video now, right, see the video will be again and again playing. So once it finishes, right, it will start again to play. Okay, so this is called loop until playing. So it keeps on playing again and again. Okay, so until it's stopped. So when I click the stop button, right, now it will be stopped and it won't run again. Okay, so this is called loop until stop. So it keeps on playing and again. And rewind after playing. So if I choose this, right, I think it will go to the uh, so once it done playing, right, it will go to the start place again, but it won't be playing. Okay, so that's it. So doesn't make a big difference. So if I unselect this one, right, and if I start playing the video, right, it will end at the video will end at the last. Now you can see, right, it was fully filled. So that's the difference between rewind after playing. It goes to the cursor goes to the starting position. Okay, so that's the difference between these two things. Yeah, so that's it about our video options. So any doubts in this? Okay. Um, so editing and formatting videos now. So to playback are several options. You can edit your video. For example, you can trim your, okay, you've done this, right? Okay. So video options, we have learned it. Formatting the appearance of a video. Like pictures, PowerPoint allows you to format the appearance of video by applying a video style, adding a border, changing a shape, or applying various effects. Okay. So we are going to try. We're going to try add some borders to the video. Okay, so now it doesn't have any borders or special colors at the border, right? So let's try to do some effects to the video. So to create a poster frame, you can add a poster frame to a video, which is a placeholder image which your audience will see before the video starts playing. The poster frame is usually just a frame taken from the video itself. Click the timeline to locate the desired part of the video. From the format tab, click the poster frame command. Select the current frame from the menu that appears. The current frame will become the poster frame. So if you see this, right, what is a poster frame? So if you see this, right, the poster frame will be the starting of the video always. Okay, so the guy is playing this thing, right, playing this Casio, and the poster frame will be always the starting point of the video. So let's say if I want to have the poster frame uh, as this at this point, right, I can do that. So I place the timeline here. I go to video format, I think. uh, Video format, create poster frame, current frame. So I've already chosen the frame which needs to be the poster frame, and I choose the current frame. I click the current frame, and now the poster frame is set. Okay, so to this thing. So if I play the video now, right, see the video is played automatically. Okay. See, now the video poster frame is at someone this guy is right, it's in some of the middle. So when you start the video, right, it'll be in a different it'll start in the starting point, but the poster frame, right, it's somewhere from the middle we took it, right? So that is how we set the poster frame. Okay. So that's how we set up poster frame. So you got what it is. What is a poster frame? Any doubts in this? Okay, now we are going to format the appearance of a video. Okay, to apply a video style, select the video, then click the format tab. In the video styles group, click the more drop down arrow to display video styles. Okay, so you can see the video styles that appears, right? It has a nicely looking appearing border with shadow effects and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll see how it is done. So select the desired style. The new style will be applied to the video. Okay, so we have used rotated white here. So it has a white background and it is slightly rotated, right? So we'll try to use that to our current video. So we go to the video, go to the video format. Uh, you have this video styles option, right? Click the drop down menu here. Now you can see different styles here, right? So maybe we'll try this one. So the video is formatted and the border is different and it looks different, right? So, and if you play the video, right, only this part of the video is being shown here. So this is how you choose your apply video styles for your video. So similar to this style, right, we'll have a lot of options here. So we can choose this one, and also we can choose maybe if you want to play the video upside down, right, you can do it even that. Okay, so now you can see that, right, the video is being played upside down. So similar to that, we have a lot of video styles that can be applied to the video. So I'll put it back to the original position. So I can adjust the size of the video. And if I want to choose another video style, right, I can do it. So let's choose a video, go to video format and click the drop down. You can choose any one of these slides here. So I'll choose this one, click play. Yeah, so this is how you add video styles. Okay. So any doubts in this up to this, whatever we have learned, any doubts you have?
No, sir.
Okay, so yeah, so then we'll do a small exercise and I'll give you some time to do that. Okay. So I want you guys to do I mean, try to do whatever we have learned. Okay. So the exercise is to insert a video, insert our example video file, resize the video so it fits to the text box, apply a video style for or if you choice, strip the video from 17 some seconds. Okay, add a bookmark and when you're done, save it and send it to me. Okay, so preview the video and send it to me. So I will give you guys it's now 7:15. Okay, so let's do it up to 7:30 and you guys can send it to me in 7:30. So is that fine for you guys? You understand this exercise, right? So Jose and Angavin, you guys have computer, right? You'll do it, right?
Yes, sir,
Sir,
I will try.
I try.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you guys can start now, okay? Yeah, please start. And I have a new student, Momin. May I know who is this, Momin? Hello, Momin, how are you?
Sir, Momin is my friend.
Ah, okay. So we didn't have a proper introduction, right? I just saw him, okay? Okay, so who's sitting with you? Hi, Momin. Welcome to the class. So, Momin, you're working in Singapore? Okay. Resume recording.
ऐसे रेडी mambo sa ho gaya already.
You sent a game?
Yeah,
Let me
yes,
resume record. So now we're going to learn about the other stuff. So yeah. So now we are going to see how to insert sound file. Okay, so we can add a sound to your presentation. Okay, so guys. So how to insert a sound? Adding a sound to a Microsoft presentation can be useful in making a presentation more inserting and engaging. PowerPoint supports all common types of sound files. So it's similar to inserting videos, right? We can add a song or some sound file. Okay, so open a PowerPoint presentation. Click the insert tab in the media section. Click the audio icon. So next to the video icon, right, there is an audio icon. Okay. Hmm. So select the audio on my option, click the insert audio window, find and select the sound file you want to insert. After the sound file has been inserted, the icons that plays remove speaker will sound coming out of appears. You can move the sound icon to another location on the slide. Repeat the steps to insert the sound files or additional PowerPoint slides desired. So we are going to see how to insert a sound file now. So create a new slide. Let's say add sound file. So similar to, so what we are going to do is we go to the insert thing and you can see the audio option here under the media. Okay, so click the drop down and audio on my PC. Click on audio on my PC and go to the audio file in your PC. Okay, so go here. I don't know whether I have any sounds recorded. Okay, I don't have any sound in my local PC. So what I'll do is I record some audio. Hello, how are you? Okay. So now I think okay, I think this recording, the sound is recorded now and it's added. Okay. I didn't even speak. What I do is cut. I'll do another recording. The sound is being recorded now, and we are going to insert it to the sound file here. So click stop. Click OK. So now you can see the recording added. Okay. So if you play right, the sound is being recorded now, and we are going to insert it to the sound file here. So click stop. So this is how your the sound will be inserted here. Okay, so similar to that, you can add many sounds as you want. Okay, so let's see how it works in a presentation. So you open the video file, and so now you can see the sound file here. So if you want to play the sound, right, you have to click the play button here. So the sound is being recorded now, and we are going to insert it to the sound file here. So this is how you add a sound to your file. So similar to all these things, right? Other things, right? You'll have a playback and audio format. So you can see the fade in, fade out effect for the sounds. You can do volume setup. So how the to the way video plays automatically or by click. And all these options we saw, right? Bookmarks, all these options we saw in the video thing, right? It's all available in the sound icon also. Okay, so this is how we insert sound fields. Okay, so any doubts in sound? Sound is very similar to what to say, the video file only. So any doubts in this? Okay, so similar to that, we can add some video sound styles also here. So it's a different icon now, right? So yeah, so it's like video styles, you can add this stuff also. The sound is being recorded now. So yeah, so if I click this, we saw how to, we saw these options, right? Yeah. So fade in, fade out effect, bookmark. Yeah, so hide during show, rewind, play after doing. So all these options are very similar to video playing. Okay, so that's it on sound. So now let's move on to the next topic, smart art. So what is a smart art? Okay, so smart art, we guys have already learned it in the word section itself, right? So smart art allows you to communicate information with graphics. Okay, instead of just using text, there are a variety of styles to choose from in which you can illustrate many different types of ideas. Okay, to insert smart art, select the slide where you want the smart art graphic to appear. From the insert tab, select the smart art command in the illustrations group. A dialog box will appear. Select the category on the left. Select this category. Choose the desired smart art graphic and click OK. The smart art graphic will appear on the current slide. Okay. So go to insert, go to click smart art, and in the smart art there are different categories that is available. You can choose any one of these categories and click a smart art. Okay. To add, so let's first do see how to add a smart art. Okay, so I'll click a new slide and say smart. Okay, so go to insert, and there is some option called smart art. Where is it? Okay, so it's inside here for me. Okay, so insert smart art, click on it, and now you can see different categories of smart arts here. So it shows all categories. Based on the categories, there are different categories. Okay, so there's a pyramid, there is an so there are different categories you can choose from. Let's choose what. So let's choose a basic process. Okay, so click on it and use to show progression of sequential steps in a task or process or workflow. Okay, so I've added this smart art here, and what I'm going to do is we're going to do a smart art. Uh, let's say steps to cook rice. Okay, so let's say what are the steps to cook rice. Okay, so I'll say clean and to say first put the rice in a bowl. Okay, so then add water to clean the rice from dust. Okay, so then next step is uh, keep it in the cooker, and now you can add another step. So click on it, add shape after. Okay, so the next step is keep it in the cooker, add appropriate amount of water. Then we can add another shape here. So click on it, add shape. After then you can say uh, close the lid and switch and put it and switch on the simmer. Okay, so that's it. So wait for maybe cook for cook for 20 minutes, and then rice is ready to be served. Okay. Yeah. So this is a smart art. Okay. So this represents a sequence of steps. Okay. So this is how you create smart arts. And so it is just a pictorial representation. You could have added these steps in a bullet point or something, right? But still, this is since we displayed it in a pictorial representation, right? It looks good, right? So that is why we are using this smart art here. So similar to the smart art, right? We have different styles of smart art we can do. Okay. So if you go to the new slide, right, you can add a hierarchy. Smart art. Let's say a hierarchy. So insert smart art. Go to hierarchy and click OK. So now you can see, right, there will be a CEO for the company. Then there will be a vice president. And under vice president, we'll have assistant uh, vice 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 president, right? So yeah, so we have several instances. So one CEO might have another vice president also, right? So I can add shape after. Okay, so what I do is add shape, I think below. So click on it, add shape before, add shape above, add shape below. Okay, so not here. Okay, so add shape assistant, I guess. Add shape, add assistant. Okay, so we can add vice president here. So this guy will have another set of vice presidents. Okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, so this is another way to add uh, another way to use smart arts. Okay, so similar to that, we have different smart arts that can be used. Okay, so if you go here, right, go to insert smart art. So similar to process, similar to hierarchy, we have something called cycle. Okay, so it gives a cyclic events or something like that. So you can add relations. So you can add pyramids or different styles we can use smart art for. Okay, and this is the purpose of using smart art. So let's go to the next chapter. Okay, so smart art allows to communicate information with graphics instead of using just text. Okay, so we have already did this, right? How to add text to a smart art graphic. Okay, so select the smart art graphic. The smart art task pane will appear to the left. Enter the text to each bullet in the task pane. The text will appear in the graphic and will resize to fit inside the shape. To add a new shape, press enter. A new bullet point will appear. Uh, a new bullet will appear in the task pane and a new shape will appear in the graphic. You can delete any bullets you're not using to remove the shapes. You can also add text by clicking the desired shape, then typing. This works well if you want to use only add next few say. However, for more smart complex tasks, you use a task pane. Okay, so let's see how to use a task pane here. So currently how did we add the things, right? So we just clicked on the bar and did it, right? But we can use this task pane to uh, do things here. So how to open the task pane? Format. Okay. So the task pane, right? When you select the select the smart art, right? When you click this arrow, there is a task pane that appears here. Okay. So you can add things directly here. So if you want to delete this king, right? You can promote or de-promote this guy. Okay. So let's say the CEO is Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. So Mark Zuckerberg. So he's a CEO of Facebook. Under that, we have vice president called Tom. Under we have Dick. Okay, and another AVP called Harry. So you can promote or de-promote this guy. So Mark Zuckerberg has two guys under him. Okay, so one is Tom and another guy is Dick. Okay, so if you want to promote Harry, you can do that. So what you can do is you can click on this guy Harry, right click and can say promote. So once you do a promote, right, he will go under Mark Zuckerberg directly. Okay, so he gets a promotion and goes, I think he goes equal to Mark Zuckerberg, and he will have all the assistants. So he will be also a CEO, and he will have all these people under him. So he'll have another three vice president uh, and president under him. So this is how it works. So you can de-promote and promote members here, and also you can add or delete members here directly. So and also if you want to change a name, right, you can change it here directly also. So either you can do it from this menu directly here, or you can change it from here also. So that's the use of task pane here. So whenever there are more number of these hierarchies, right, more levels of hierarchies, you can use this task pane to easily edit those hierarchies. Okay, so this is the purpose of having a task pane. I think this one also has a task pane. So here also you can see the steps here. So here there are bullets, right? So if you want to add another step, right, move up, you can move to the next step, move up, you can demote. Okay, demote or promote, you can demote, promote, you can move down here. So you can rearrange those things automatically. So using these things. Okay, but can we do it here directly? No, we can't do that. See, so this is the purpose of having these things. Okay, so to move things around easily. So that's a use of the task pane. Okay, so yeah, so move back here. So yeah, so that's how you use a task pane. Any doubts in this? இது யாருக்கா புரியலாம் கேட்கலாம் task pane எப்படி யூஸ் பண்றதுன்னு. So let's say you want to convert existing text to a smart art. Okay, so PowerPoint makes it easy to transform traditional bullet points into a eye-catching smart art graphic. If you already have a text on a slide, you can convert it to a smart art. Right click on the select paragraph you want to convert to smart art, hover the mouse over convert to smart art, and then select the desired smart art graphic. The text will appear on a smart art graphic. Okay, so now let's say we have a bullet point, right? So let's say a new slide, we are going to convert here bullet point to smart art. Okay, so let's say we have some bullet points here. So let's say food items. Okay, we have beans, we have carrot, let's say we have orange, we have rice. Okay, so we have all these things, all these text in a bullet point, and I want to convert this bullet point into a smart art graphic. Smart art. Okay, so instead of creating a smart art, going inserting and doing things, right? So I want to convert this directly to a smart art. What I can do is I can right click on it and use convert to smart art here. Click this option and you will see a lot of options here and also preview also here, right? So what you do is convert to smart art and you can use any one of these options here. So we can choose any one of these options and we'll choose this option. Okay, so this is how you convert to a smart art easily. So if you want a different smart art also, you can do it by going to insert smart art. You can choose something else if you want. List, click OK. Now no, you can change the layout here. Okay, so you can change any to any layout here and I will choose. So something like this I can choose. Okay, so this is how you change your smart art from bullet point to smart art. Okay, so you guys understood how to convert a bullet point to a smart art? Yeah. So you can do all
Yes,
other.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So you can do all other graphics also, something like this. Okay. So yeah, smart art styles also. You can change the color here. You can change the smart art styles here, something like this. Some 3D effects with the with shadows and stuff like that. Okay, so all this is a very common things. You would have seen it multiple times. Okay, so you can try doing these things also. Um, yeah, so we have so much stuff to do in smart art. So converting existing text to smart art. So we have seen that. And okay, we don't have much time. Okay, I will move fast. Smart art convert command. You can also convert smart art back to text from the design tab on the left side of the menu. Click the convert command, then select convert to text. Okay, so design tab, convert to text. So what I'm going to do is convert to a thing. Okay, click on it, smart art design, and convert here is option. Convert to text. Okay, so now you are converted back to a bullet point here. Okay, so this is how you can convert it back to a bullet point. So any doubts in this? Okay, so customize smart art. PowerPoint provides a variety of color schemes to use smart art. To change the colors, simply change the smart art, click the change colors command and choose the desired colors from this drop down menu. So this we saw just now, right? How to do it here, right? So you can choose a smart art, go to smart art design and change colors here. So you can choose different colors for different levels. Okay, so something like this, and you can choose some 3D effects for these guys for this smart art. So you can do a lot of stuff here. Okay, so yeah, themes and colors. So color themes use theme colors, so they will vary depending on the which theme you are using. Okay, so let's say you have a theme like this, right? So you can choose theme colors also for this. Okay, so now it will be based on the color of the theme. So if I choose blue, right, let's say black, right, this color also changes accordingly to the theme color, not the actual color of this window, right, of this particular smart art. Okay, so this is the purpose of. So see here, they've used the default color, but if you want to choose a theme color, right, I can do it from here. See these colors, the smart art colors also changes based on the theme, right? So this is how it works. Okay, you can change it based on the theme colors also instead of doing your own colors. Okay, so apart from the smart art styles, the power includes design layer. Yeah, this also we saw, right? PowerPoint also includes several smart art styles which allow you to quickly modify the look and feel of your smart art. To change the style, select the desired style from the smart art styles group. Okay, smart art styles. So go here, and if you choose the smart art and go to smart art design, layouts is here, smart art styles is here. Yeah, this already we saw, right? You can choose any smart art styles here. So there are different 3D, different effects for this smart art. And you can choose any one of these things. Okay, 3D smart arts and best match for document. Okay, yeah, I can choose any one of these things. Okay, so yeah, so that's it about smart arts. Then we have shape effects. You can add shape effects to your smart art, such as believing in 3D rotation. Select the entire smart art graphic by clicking the border. Select the format tab and choose the desired shape effects. You can click the individual shape to customize separately. Customize it separately. So choose this one. Go to smart art design, shape effects. Okay. So shape effects format. So that is shape effects. Okay. See, you can change the shape effects. So if you want some shape effects on this particular thing, right? You can change the color here. So you can change the color here. If you want to choose the effect for all the things, right? You can do it from selecting the window here. Okay, so now you can give see there are a lot of stuff here. So these are all very similar to colors and effects and stuff like that. Okay, so shape outline you can give. So by choosing it, so if you want a green color, right? You can give a green color. Shape fill, you can change the colors. Okay, choose any one of these colors here. So these are all self-explanatory. Okay, so we have so much things can be done. Okay, so inside this we can change the format of the colors. You can choose any one of these things. Okay, larger, smaller. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can guys can play around. Okay, so you can choose any one of these options also. Word art styles also you can change. So a lot of stuff that can be done. Okay, so yeah, so we have around 12 minutes. I have to be faster. So layout. If you don't like the way your information is organized with Smart Art Graphic, you can always change the layout. Select the Smart Art Graphic, then select the Design tab. So you can choose the layout also here. So go to Smart Art Design. You can choose any one of these layouts here. So you can choose these rounds here, or you can choose something like this, or you can choose something like this. Okay, so this is called a layout. Okay, so you can see the difference, right? How it changes. So you can change the layouts of my existing Smart Arts also to create a vertical block like list smart art. Okay, so this is another example, a vertical list of block art, smart art we saw, right? So if you see this, right, you can convert to a smart art and you can choose a vertical list of smart art. So this is a vertical list of smart arts. And once you choose that, right, you can choose different layouts for these also. So we'll keep the default layout. So this is called a vertical block list. Okay, something like a list of elements. Okay, so this is another example of a smart art. Okay, so there is nothing different on it, and based on the scenarios, right, you have to smart enough to choose the different smart art. So if it's a hierarchy, right, you have to choose hierarchy smart arts here. So if you go to the smart art, right, yeah, see, based on these options, right, you have to choose your appropriate smart art. Okay, so whenever if you are doing an organization chart, right, you can go for hierarchy chart. Okay, so let's say if there is a process, right, let's say if you are in a production company and you're producing some you're manufacturing some tire or something, right? So you can add these steps here. Okay, you can use this process here. How the tire rubber first, how do you melt the rubber or melt the rim or something like that. Okay, so you can based on the scenarios, right? You can always choose the smart art here. So if it's a grocery list or list of items that is needed, right? You can go for list, okay? There is a matrix, there is a pyramid thing, okay? So there are a lot of stuff that can be done based on these smart art, and you have to choose the right smart art for right scenario, okay? So you should know all the various different smart art sets works for you. Apart from that, add boxes to the vertical block list. This already we saw, right? How to add new blocks to your smart art. So right click on it and add shape below, after, and all these things, right? Here we saw it, and also here also we saw, right? How to add shape below, after, and all these things. So this is what we have discussed here. Add boxes near left vertical block list, okay? So how to add or delete smart arts at different levels. So if you want a hierarchy, if you want to add another guy in the hierarchy, how to add a shape, where to add it, add below, add after, add in the same level. All these options are there, right? You can use these options here. So either you can use these options here, or else you can go here and you can do it from here. Add shape here, right? Add shape before here. Promote, remote, right to left, left to right. All these options are here. So text pane also you can add it here. Show or hide here, okay, using this option. So either you can the right click and do things here, or you can do it from the smart art design here. Okay. So yeah. So apart from that, we have cyclic smart art. Go to the cycle segmented cycle graph. Okay, so this is just another example. So organization chart, click insert illustration groups. So we saw these things also, right? How to do an organization chart. We already saw it. Okay. So we managing director, manager. Yeah, we seen that. So how to do it in a text pane, all these things we already seen it. So yeah. So this is also we saw, right? How to use a text pane to add or delete smart art graphics. How to use bullet points here on a task pane, right? Yeah. So that's it, guys. So any doubts in this? We are done with the sessions today. So any doubts?
No, sir.
No? You guys sure of? Okay, so then let's do, I'll show you the homework for this week. Okay, create a new presentation, insert a smart art graphic, enter text into the graphic, try promoting and demoting shapes between levels, and try moving shapes up and down on the same level. Change the color scheme and change the smart art style. Okay. So this thing you have to do. Okay, and I want to create a guy. I want you guys to create an organization chart. Okay. So enable editing. So create an organization chart. Okay, so it should have multiple levels, like see you at least 4 or 5 levels. Okay, and you send all these, you do all these things and send it to me. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you.